Hello, my name is Leanne from the Social Planning and Wellbeing team at Melton City Council. Today we are bringing you a video from a local trainer to help keep you moving. You can do these activities anywhere, including your lounge room. Please have a go at them, encourage the people in your household to get involved, and as always, have fun.
My name is Kristee and we're going to be doing some yoga today. This is a great yoga session for if you've been doing a lot of work or a lot of study and you only have a very short amount of time just to re-energize, to get a little stretch in before you start to continue your work. So it's great for a lunch break. You only need a chair for this one. It's best if the chair has a back and it's best if the chair doesn't have any sides. We're going to start by sitting a little bit further forward in our chair and just start by straightening up our spine. If you have any injuries, I will be providing modifications throughout class, so don't worry about that too much. I will note them whenever you need. So we're just going to close our eyes. We're going to take a few moments just to really lengthen through the spine. Make sure we're sitting down on both of our sit bones, so that really flat part of the bottom, and really start to breathe in. And as you do, imagine that someone's pulling a nice big strand along the top of your head. Allow those shoulders to roll down away from your ears. And we're going to start by moving the neck side to side. So moving that neck side to side as fast as you want to or as slow as you want to. You might like to pause and hold it in one direction for a few moments. If you are lightheaded, you might want to open those eyes. And then we're going to look up and down as well. Once again, you can make this movement as slow or as fast as you want. You can pause and hold one of the positions, which is what we're going to do now. Just start by looking down. Let gravity do the work of getting a nice long stretch through the back of your neck. And if you want to deepen this stretch, you can interlace your fingers, take the palms on top of the head and draw those elbows down towards the face. If you've got really tight shoulders, this will help to release out in between the shoulder blades. And you can adjust how much you're pulling down to change the stretch that you're getting as well. Slowly releasing out those hands, we're going to take our ears over to our shoulders, side to side. Try to think about stretching through the side of your neck, lengthening through the side of your neck and bringing your ears down to your shoulders. We don't want our shoulders to come up and meet our ears. And then we're going to turn this into some semicircles. So let the heads roll from side to side, sending it back the way it came. You can do full circles if you'd like to. Just make sure you're going in both directions. Slowly coming back to center. And then rolling those shoulders back. Now we're going to start to move a little bit more. Roll those shoulders forward. We're going to stretch out and extend our arms to either side of the room. Nice big stretch here. And then we're going to draw our arm across our body. We're going to catch it with our opposite elbow and draw it across. A nice little stretch here. Once again, try to keep that shoulder down away from the face. And if you want to deepen this stretch and add a little twist, you can lead that outstretched arm over to the side and twist in that direction. Slowly coming back to center, releasing out. Big stretch again. Big breath in and then taking it over to the other side, locking in that elbow, nice big pull. Remember to keep that shoulder down. And then once again, you can add a little twist here if that feels good. Slowly coming back to center, releasing out. We're going to reach our right arm up overhead, keep our left arm down nice and low. We're then going to bend our elbows and reach for our hands together behind our back. You stay in the chair, but I'm just going to stand up to show you what my arms are doing. So we want to keep our back nice and flat. We're trying to reach and tickle our hands if we can. It's okay if there's a bit of a gap here. Really just try to reach, and we really want to lengthen and straighten through that chest and spine. Slowly releasing out, and then we're going to swap our hands over. Left arm reaching up, right arm reaching down. Bend and try to meet both together once again, keeping our elbows pointing in opposite directions. Nice flat chest, open through those collarbones. It's okay if both sides are a little bit different as well. Often that's the case. You might have one arm you reach towards the top of the cupboard for a little bit more frequently, so maybe try and swap it around next time. And then slowly releasing out, give those shoulders a big rock. We're going to move through some twists now. So for this one, you can sit a little bit further back in your chair. We still want a little bit of space here because we're going to reach for the back of the chair rest. So we're going to take our opposite hand across our body towards the opposite knee, and then use the other hand to pull around and hold onto the back of your chair. You can hold on nice and tight. You can use as a little bit of a twist. And if you want to deepen this twist, you can look out across your back shoulder blade. Slowly coming back to center, taking it to the other side. Big twist. Once again, hold onto the back of your chair. Using both to push and pull lightly. I don't ever want you to pull yourself into something that's uncomfortable though. So if you do need to soften across one side, that's okay too. We're going to move through some sun salutations now. So a little bit of a different sun salutations if we are sitting down. We're going to shimmy forward so that we've got a bit of room, and we're going to step open our feet just a little bit because we're going to try and reach between them. If you have a high or low blood pressure for this one, just really slow down that movement for me. We're going to take a big breath in, reach those arms up overhead. And then as we reach out, we're going to swan dive forward, reach down in between those toes, try and fall to the ground, let the head and neck dangle freely here. We're going to inhale, bring our elbows up to our knees, stretch our chest forward, try and lead through that heart, flatten out the back, and then exhale, slowly round it back down. This is called our forward fold. We're then going to inhale, rise up again with a nice flat back, and exhale. Hands down. We're going to do that 2 more times. You can pick up the pace if you want to as well. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale, elbows straighten the spine. Exhale down. Inhale to rise up again. Exhale, hands to heart. One last time. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up, halfway lift, flat back, elbows on those knees. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. Breathing out. Now that our body is a little bit warmer, we're going to come off of our chair and just do a couple of poses there. I'm going to do our downward facing dog. I'm going to move my chair to the side just so you can see what's happening, but you feel free to move around your chair however you feel. So our downward facing dog, usually we do this on the floor. You can do this one against the wall as well, or we can do it against our chair. You can be facing the back of your chair or the front, just depends on how wide that chair is and how high that headrest is too. I'm going to stand with my feet just a little bit wider than hip width distance apart. I'm going to start to hinge through our hips, reach forward for that chair until we're able to hold onto each end nice and comfortably. We still want that space through the shoulders, so make sure you're not touching those hands too close together. Now we're going to slowly walk our feet a little bit further back and then slowly flatten our spine out, reaching our chest to the ground so that we're bringing our ears in between our arms for a nice big stretch here. If you have lower back issues, you can slightly bend those knees and that will soften that lower back a little bit. And you can even move around those knees, I call it walking the dog, by straightening out one knee at a time, and that's going to give you a little bit more space across the hips and the lower back. Take a few breaths here. Should find it's nice and opening across those shoulders and the armpits, and of course it is giving you plenty of length through the backs of the legs. To come out of this one, we want to walk our feet forward, come into a little bit of a rounded position, bring our hands onto the hips, and then slowly hinging up with a nice flat back. If you need to give a little wriggle around before we move to the next one, you can. So this next one, if you do have a chair that has a hole in it, great. I want you to spin your chair around so that you're facing the back of your chair, and you're going to slink your foot in between that hole so you have a little bit of space to hold onto your hands. My chair doesn't have that, so I'm going to adjust as I need to, and I'm going to adjust by moving to the side of my chair instead. So we're going to pick one leg, any leg. We've been starting on our right, so we might start there, and we're going to step our right leg forward, flat onto our chair, and we're going to lean into it. We want to make sure that the knee is roughly in line with the ankle. If the knee extends past the ankle, it's probably not going to thank you later. So if you need to, wiggle that foot further forward, sink in a little bit deeper, and this is going to give you a nice little stretch through the back leg and through the front of this hip leaning into it as much as you want to get whatever stretch you need. Slowly hinging out, swapping sides. Left leg is coming up. Once again, you can wiggle it forward as you need to. We're going to bend into that knee, get a nice little stretch, hopefully across the front of this back thigh and into the hip crease of the front leg. Slowly coming back. We're going to stretch across the back of our leg and then come back down to a seated position. So we're going to take our right leg up. I want you to keep the leg as flat as you can. It's okay if there's a slight bend here. We want a nice flexed foot. We want to straighten out through that spine. So like at the start of class, imagine that someone's pulling a big string through the top of your head, and we're going to start to hinge and walk forward. Keeping that back nice and flat, so think about bringing the stomach towards the thigh rather than the head towards the knee. Slowly walking out. You can hold any of these positions for longer if they're feeling really good for you as well. Once again, nice flat knee and leg, flexing that front foot, slowly hinging down with a flat back. If you're able to get all the way down, you can hold on to that foot and pull it back a little bit. That will deepen the stretch for you. If you're not able to get there fully, just remember to keep a hold of your chair or a wall that's close by. This one can be a little bit wobbly. Slowly straightening it out, releasing those legs. We're going to come back down onto our chair to finish off through our hips and our glutes. So sitting down onto our chair, we want to shimmy forward just a little bit to give ourselves some room. We're going to hug in that right leg, give it a big cuddle. We're going to move around that ankle, give it some space. So I don't know if you've noticed, but we have moved from pretty much the top of our body all the way down to the bottom of our body in today's class. That was intentional. It's a nice little way to ground yourself back down. We're going to take that ankle, we're going to place it lightly on the opposite knee, then we're going to push that knee down if there's room for it. If the knee's staying up here quite guarded, keep it there. You don't need to lean into it too much. But if you'd like to deepen this stretch, once again, nice flat back, and you can hinge forward to lean lightly on that leg. We want to keep this foot flexed as well. This is a lovely little hip stretch, although it is a little bit intense. So work into this one. If you start up here, don't try to hinge yourself all the way forward too quickly. You want to give your body plenty of room. Slowly bringing it out, hug that leg in, give it a big squeeze if you can, and then straighten it out and bring it down. And we're going to swap sides just to finish off, hugging in that left leg now. We're going to move around that foot. You can point, you can flex, you can draw some circles. Once again, drawing the body across, keeping that foot flexed, bending that knee down if you need to, flat back to lean forward to deepen the stretch if it's what's available to you. Hopefully you're finding the body's a little bit more awake now. You've kind of reset everything. I do recommend maybe just going for a quick little 3-minute walk after this one though. It will feel a lot better afterwards. Go grab yourself a hot chocolate or a coffee. And thank you for joining me today.